If you're not breaking this wall in the swing, you're not going to be striking it well. Oh, that sounds so negative, doesn't it? Well, watch what happens when I break the wall. So get set up to the ball. I'm going to focus on breaking the wall, getting through that orange stick to bust one. And what you're going to see when I swing through, my hips have finished past the orange stick. And this is so important because it fixes about 90% of your swing problems. Not only fixes your swing problems, but it's going to channel your swing into this beautiful striking machine. Because I'll see so many golfers, when they're swinging this stick, they're not even thinking about this wall here. In fact, they're trying to avoid it. They get to the top, their first move down. This. They just spin out their hips. It's obsessive compulsive firing hips disorder, OCFHD. And it sounds like full HD, but it's not. So when you do this, it creates a chain reaction that destroys your golf swing. Like this. The second I fire those hips, boom, it has the reaction of pulling the shaft over into a steeper position, and that means down and across. That means slicing off the planet. Now check this out. You go down the line, you're going to see that same type of phenomena. If I wanted to hit a fade and if I wanted to swing across it, I could technically turn the hips first like that, as much as I can, spin them out. I'm going to spin these hips out, and I'm going to hit a fade. I'm going to really try and rip them, and I didn't get past the wall. But when I start getting past the wall, it's like that psychiatric help. You got to break through the wall, and you'll accomplish everything. So when I start getting past the wall, it's going to lay the shaft into this powerful hitting through the ball, out to the ball sensation. The ball is going to change. You will change. It's going to start curving left instead of right. And it's going to go much farther too. So I'm going to set up against the wall and I'm going to get through the wall. And that ball, it is curving left. What did I do? I just thought about getting through that. So come around here. Let me show you something about these hips. There's so much talk about downswing. So much talk about what initiates a downswing. How do I start the downswing? Do I fire my hips? Do I push my hips towards the target? Do I bump? You got a bunch of different philosophies there. There's even some images of Hogan. You see when he gets to the top, he looks really loaded, and then you see this. And it looks like he's rotating. It looks like all he's doing is turning. But if we take a closer look, and you were to watch his real swing, so he's feeling this. If you were to watch his swing, you'll see that he busts those hips through the wall. If you're going to watch any golfer, any great golfer, they bust their hips through the wall. They're never staying entirely behind the wall unless they're trying to hit a fade. Unless they're trying to just turn their hips and swing 30 degrees across it, which I guarantee you no great golfer is trying to do that. This wall here, let's get way up against it. So come on in here and check this out. So when I start, I said I start against the wall, so look right here. When I get set, I'm already presetting my downswing at the first move, right here. The first move is preset. I love this because I don't have to think about going to the top and then what do I do? Do I turn? Do I push? Instead, I just set. I'm there. And then when I go to the top, I'm still there. Like I'm even actually going a little bit through the wall. And when I start down, boom, the shellacking begins. And it's a beautiful baby draw. Now, just take a look at this as I hit this shot. You're going to see the hips work lateral and rotational, but you're going to see how this center of my hip is going beyond the wall, breaking through the wall. Here we go. Set it. That was flonged. To finish, boom, the hips. So the hips are here, right? Where did I start? Here. So my center of my hips is over here now. It was started here. That's like 7 inches or so. The hips have translated quite a distance. If you are not, like if I want to look at the difference between a high handicap golfer and a low handicap golfer, when I talk about high handicap golfers, they don't get the hips forward enough in the swing. So high handicap golfers spend more time with their hips behind the wall. That's why you see so many golfers at this driving range even. I don't know about the guys behind me. I don't know. Look at their hips. Let's look at them. All right, they're scraping. Watch this. I bet 2 out of 2, the hips are going back. Oh yeah, hey, look, see, his hips just moved back. They didn't even move forward at all. If we went over there, we could change his entire hip motion. He would stripe it. I bet it was 2 for 2. These aren't even staged. You know, this isn't staged, y'all. This is just real life coming together. So, weight forward, and then if I'm a high handicapper, I'm here, as you just saw behind me. I bet those guys are at least a 15, if not a 30. It's not meant to be derogatory or offensive. It's just the reality. Because I've been there. Now, watch this. Every pro, my belt's going to go forward. It's going to be more forward of this line. Isn't that a delicious strike? And it feels great too. I'm not doing this. You know, that would cause pain on my lower back. Now you're seeing a hip slide and rotation. It's like a salsa dancing move. And even at the top of my backswing, more hips through the wall, and then so that's the move you're seeing with professional golfers. If you were to go behind me and you were to see how this wall looks, how this whole thing works, this is a natural move powered by the shoulders working together with the hips. The shoulders are powering my hips. I just set the weight forward, I swing the shoulders and the hips. If I kept the weight forward, my hips would work like this. It's beautiful. So this is the wall. I'm into the wall. Slow motion here, just going to the top. Weight staying forward. I'm not trying to lean or anything. I'm keeping my head in place. So by not trying to lean, my contact point stays the same on the ground. You don't want to get in the habit of going like this or like this. No, that changes your contact. So it's entirely different what I'm talking about here. So you guys in the comment section, when you say, hey, you just told us to fire our shoulders. Now you're telling us to turn our hips or push our hips. It's interrelated. How much you do of each one. They're working together. So watch the wall here. I'm going to do this slow motion. Hit a ball. You can see this, boom. Man, that sounds good. That sounds good. And I'm going to hit one full speed here. Oh, wow. That is nuclear or nuclear. And yeah, why not? Let's get some shots from around this way. So you watch the hips on this side. You're going to see they're clearing, they're firing, the overused term. Just watching my wall, plowing through the wall, and then where's my belt buckle? It's at the target, but my hips are like a foot far forward or 7 inches forward. Here we go again. Just ripping these balls. Ripping it. You know, this is a really good time to bring up my free mini course, go.saguto.golf, because the moves I'm talking about here are really natural if you let them. And in this free mini course, I talk about the top 3 keys you need to be a great ball striker. Okay, so these top 3 keys, get your hips to swivel like mine so you can create that outcome right there. And I even talk about it more in my online golf school. So go to go.saguto.golf. It's a fantastic mini course to build the natural way, the natural starting your downswing. No thinking. It will happen when you do these keys. Just getting set up against the wall, and we're just going to send it by keeping that weight forward all the time. These PXGs sound great. It's like you're at a concert. What do y'all think about that? Simplifying the downswing beyond comprehension. I don't even think about the downswing. I think about set the wall and just keep the wall, and then I send it. And it's blistery and it's baby draws. None of this slice crap. None of this stuff that keeps you shooting in the hundreds, 90s, 80s. This is the stuff that'll break you down into the low 70s, the 60s. It's gonna get you out of habits that create bad ball striking. Like that therapist in the beginning. You gotta break through the wall and you will play great golf.